Hello, students. This is Mr. Blay here to go over the art component to your social studies unit on the continent of Asia. I created this project called Pressed Penny Art, showcasing landmarks throughout Asia. And let's get into the project. I got inspiration from these little souvenirs you can get when traveling called pressed pennies. If you look at the one on the right here from Orlando, my family and I love to go to Florida. You could find these machines that will take a normal US penny and change it to show pictures, words, designs, um, really to showcase the place that you visited as a good souvenir. The machines either work by a handle that you turn yourself or they're automatic. Either way, you get to watch the penny being flattened, which I think is cool. Here's a close up there. You can see where this metal already has an image on it. And when that penny, I don't know how much pressure goes into it, but you can feel a penny is very hard. That penny will flatten out. A new image is imprinted on it, and it's actually hot when it first comes out of the machine. So for us, we're going to use copper sheets. It's a thin enough or thin, soft enough metal that you can indent your imagery just using a scratch stick. I think it has a similar look to a penny. It's got that kind of coppery looking color. It's got the shine to it. Of course, it's going to be much larger than a regular penny, so you can call it a faux press penny. Um, but regardless, I think it's a cool way to be able to show something that you've learned about this giant continent of Asia. First, you could probably spend years researching all the different countries that are located throughout Asia. So I'm going to show you a variety of landmarks that I think are interesting, but you don't have to, you're not forced to stick with those. Maybe you've learned about something, a different landmark in your class, or maybe you have a chance to do a little research looking into the different countries and some of their, really prominent landmarks. But here's a few that I think are really interesting. Of course, the Taj Mahal, amazing building. This is located in the country of India. It's actually said to be the jewel of Islamic art. That's from the religion Islam, but India itself is predominantly Hindu, uh, following Hinduism. So, looking at close-ups, you can see the Islamic influence here. That's Arabic writing on this wall here. The architecture and art that's found throughout the building often is Islamic. But really, the architecture itself is combining features from Islam, Persian, Ottoman, Turkish, and Indian styles. I mean, look at this hallway here. Very detailed, a lot of design put into this. Here's a interior space. But really, this building was built as a mausoleum. A mausoleum is where, I guess, dead people are housed. This is for the emperor. He built this. The emperor built it for his third wife to house her remains forever. And once he passed away, he's located in there as well. I'll move my picture a little bit here. You can see the two of them side by side in this gigantic room. And here's a picture of that third wife. I don't want to, offend anyone with not pronouncing things correctly, but Mumtaz Mahal. She must have been very special to have this, amazing landmark built for her. Oh, and this landmark is actually now considered one of the seven wonders of the New World. There was a revoting in 2007, and the Taj Mahal made it in. I had to show the Great Wall of China, an amazing landmark found in China here. Let's get some other pictures to look at. This wall was actually a series of fortifications. It was meant to protect China across its northern borders against various nomadic groups from the Eurasian steppe. One thing I remember watching and kind of learning about was the story of Mulan. If you've ever seen that movie, Mulan joins the Chinese army, uh, stopping the invading Mongols that were coming in. There's Mongolia above it. But the Great Wall of China, definitely an amazing landmark. The wall itself is 13,171 miles long. And it said it would take about 18 months if you're going to walk the entire length. Oh, and it's the longest person made structure in the world. And it's estimated that over 1 million people died working on it. Oh, and now it attracts over 10 million visitors a year, and people will walk links of it, raising money for charity. Here's another landmark, Angkor Wat. Now, Angkor Wat is located in Cambodia. This is the largest religious structure in the world. If you ever heard of Vatican City, where the Pope resides, that's huge. This is 3 times the size of it. It was originally constructed for Hinduism and the god Vishnu, but it was in the 12th century, it was converted to be a Buddhist temple. Found throughout the grounds are these amazing bas relief sculptured. Bas relief is not adding to a sculpture, but taking away so that parts of the sculpture go down, parts of it stick up, and really have some beautiful art there. There's some close-ups. I mean, look at how detailed that is. Amazing. And in Cambodia, this Angkor Wat is located with just jungles all around it. So I find these like crazy pictures of these sponge trees that are just growing over the walls. All right. When I went on to Vietnam, I found 2 different bridges and I couldn't choose between them, so I figured I would showcase them both. We have the Golden Bridge and the Dragon Bridge. So, Vietnam, kind of a long, thin country underneath China. Um, they built both these structures really to help increase tourism. People from around the world will visit these sites. So the Golden Bridge, or Cao Vang, was completed in 2018, and it is 3,280 feet above sea level. It's about 500 feet long. It's a pedestrian bridge, so people only walk it. And it just gives you these amazing views of valleys and mountains and rivers in the distance. I mean, look at that. I would love to see that in person. Now, the Dragon Bridge, also in Vietnam, or Khao Rong, was completed back in 2013. It crosses the Han River and connects 2 different neighborhoods in the city of Da Nang, increasing tourism in this area. The bridge is lit up at night. I think it looks fantastic. And cool features are, I guess this the head of the dragon can shoot water or shoot fire. I don't know, probably for special, holidays or ceremonies, what have you. But that's got to be pretty impressive to see in person. So next one, we're going to go Petronas Twin Towers. Now these are located in Malaysia, in their capital, Kuala Lumpur. You can see Malaysia down here, south of China, I guess south of Vietnam, east of India. Really on kind of these, well, like Southeast Asia down here. These were the tallest buildings in the world, at least from 1998 to 2004. Then another building was built, which I'm going to show you. But these are still considered the tallest twin towers in the world. One of the cool things is it offers a sky bridge way up in the 41st and 42nd floor. We're talking 558 feet off the ground. Has to be pretty impressive to stand on that and look out over the city. Now, here is the tallest building in the world currently, the Burj Khalifa. This was completed in 2009. It is the tallest building located in the city of Dubai, and this is in a country called the United Arab Emirates, the UAE. There are 163 floors in this building, 57 elevators. It has hotel rooms, it has apartments where people live, it's got shopping, restaurants, swimming pools. This building has it all. And looking down here, I like this chart here showing the Great Pyramid of Giza, um, the Eiffel Tower, back here in New York, the Empire State Building, and then they're building the Burj Khalifa way taller than those. I'm going to wrap this one up with just a natural landmark. This is Mount Fuji in Japan. It's a cultural icon. It's actually a volcano. I guess the last time it erupted was over 300 years ago in 1707, but a beautiful mountain and really a symbol of Japan. It's influenced art, poetry, music, a major landmark in the country of Japan. It attracts a lot of tourism. People will climb this mountain. I guess over 200,000 people climb the mountain every year. And it sounds kind of doable. The average person will take between 4 to 8 hours to reach the top. I mean, that's potentially 4 or 8 hours straight up and then back down. I mean, that's an all-day affair. But look at the size of that mountain. Thinking that you could actually hike the whole thing in a day is really impressive. So, my friends, the artwork that I chose, I went with that golden bridge in Vietnam. If you look, I have the two hands, like those gigantic hands that are holding up the bridge. I got mountain views in the distance. I wrote the title of the landmark, the Golden Bridge, and then I wrote down the country, Vietnam, where it's located. So when you're creating your press penny art, you're going to want to push hard with your scratch stick to indent the metal. If you push really lightly, it'll dent it, but not a whole lot. And think about the front and the back, or really think about the mark making on how it affects the metal. So when I wanted to make those hands pop up in the mountains, I actually flipped it over and I drew them on the reverse side. That's indenting the metal so that once you get, the image on the front, the metal itself actually raises up. I just think that has a really nice look to it. Now, the words themselves, of course, I did in the front. So it's indenting into the metal. It sinks down in. When you flip it over, though, of course, it's backwards. But you can see where the letters there kind of pop up. Where I wanted the letters, like normal, but I wanted the imagery itself to race up off the surface. So students, good luck in your project. Think about which landmark throughout the continent of Asia you want to showcase. And I would love to see these. So I'm hoping your teacher can take some pictures and send them to me. Or you can even maybe use your Chromebook and take a picture and email it to me because I'd love to see these artworks. All right, students, good luck and thank you very much. Goodbye.